Hello, and welcome to Handled-ish, Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I am so glad you're joining me from podcast land or on YouTube. This is episode number 10, Celebrate Even for No Reason. Today, I want to obviously talk about celebrating and maybe even celebrating for no reason. I've always been a big fan of celebrating. I love to toast. I'm frequently using sparkling cider or champagne with friends to celebrate the little things and the big things. When my kids were little, we even toasted with their sippy cups. My family has a plate that says, "Today is your special day." And we use it on birthdays and anytime it makes sense. I really try very hard during the day to say things like, let's just take a moment and appreciate the fact that we are done with this draft, the fact that we have done grocery shopping in record time, the fact that dinner is on the table and everything is hot at the same time. Just different things that we can take a moment and appreciate. I really think that's also a form of celebration. High fives, always great. I really miss those during the pandemic. I'm not sure if I've always been this way, but I definitely had this idea instilled in me early in my career. So when I graduated, my first job was for a fabulous public relations firm called Deen Black in Sacramento. Shout out to Christy, Robert, and Alicia. And we would celebrate regularly as part of the corporate culture of Deen Black. Typically, what would happen is someone would have something to celebrate, either a new client or a pitch or a grand slam at a news conference or a really great story or just anything related to client stuff. And so we would, get an email or spread the word that we were going to meet in the conference room and celebrate. And so when we got to the conference room, typically it was about 4 o'clock because it was really important for the founders and partners to let us know that celebrating, wasn't on extra time, wasn't on our time. It was definitely part of the company time. And so we would have champagne and we would toast or sparkling cider if people wanted it. And there was always a cork involved, right? You have a cork on your bottle. And so we would take the cork and we would write on it the reason that we are celebrating. And then what we would do is we would throw the cork on top of a credenza in the conference room that had a very big lip. And so there was a bunch of corks that were labeled on this or on the top of this credenza and nobody could see it. So it's kind of like our fun little secret. Well, not too long after I started, we developed a different ritual, and this was to celebrate for no reason, just to get together if things were particularly stressful, or if it was really a busy time, or if it was just a nice sunny day. Again, we get a notice, meet in the conference room at 4 o'clock. We're going to have champagne and celebrate. And then, of course, on those corks, we would write, no reason on them. And it became a very, very special thing. And I have remembered it to this day that having a corporate culture that includes celebration is a really great way to have a very, very strong company. Well, after I left Deen Black, they they met a very significant milestone, their $1 million in billing. And I was invited to come back to the party. And that was very, very special to me. And at the party, everyone received champagne glasses. I still have mine. You cannot tell, but it has the etched logo of Deen Black on it. And of course, we had a toast with champagne. The other thing they did, which again was incredibly special, and I still have it, this party was in 1993, by the way. And these are plexiglass pyramids, again with the Deen Black logo, 1993. And there's a cork inside each of them. And so they gave us a cork that was connected somehow to our time at Deen Black. And my cork says, "For no reason whatsoever." And I love that because Well, at first I was like, oh my gosh, did I not do anything else? But then I realized that it was actually a really big compliment, that I understood the value of celebrating for no reason. And again, I cherish this. I talk to my students about this all the time. It's something that is incredibly special and important to me. I believe really strongly that if you take the time to celebrate the tiny things, the small things, the medium things, the large things, and the extra large things that happen in your life, you're going to find more reasons to celebrate. It truly is a snowball effect. So maybe take a moment and think about something right now that you would feel is high five worthy, is toast worthy, is just worthy of saying, let's just take a moment and appreciate dot, dot, dot. And I think you will find several things. Even if your day's not going great, I bet you can find something. So take a moment and think about that and jot it down, make a note on your phone, find a sticky note. You know, that's what I would do. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but I am an obsessed sticky note person. I have sticky notes with me at all times, actually. Sticky notes in my car, sticky notes in my room, sticky notes at my desk, sticky notes in the kitchen for every time I think about something. Even though I love technology, I also love the low tech life. So I'm sure you've thought of several things, and I encourage you to take a moment at some time today. And, even if you have to give yourself a high five, it's a thing, it's totally a thing. And celebrate whatever you have going on. And try to create a corporate culture in your own life, a corporate culture in your own company, a corporate culture in your own classroom, depending on what you have going on, that looks to celebrate, finds reasons to celebrate, and also celebrates for absolutely no reason at all. Before I wrap up today, I want to give a shout out to the folks who've been rating and reviewing. Have to confess, rookie move on my part. As you know, I'm a new podcaster, and I didn't realize that I had to go into each platform to see if there's any reviews. YouTube will tell me when there is a comment, which is awesome. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to everyone who's commented on YouTube. But I didn't realize I had to go into each platform and look in podcast land to see if there's any reviews. I looked in Spotify and there were 3 5-star reviews. So thank you. I can't tell who put them in. I think that's user error on my part, but so grateful. And also to Jamie Bridges and Fresno GABA, who wrote Fresno GABA, perhaps, who wrote lovely reviews that really mean a lot to me on Apple Podcasts. So very, very excited about that. So thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear what you think. How do you celebrate? What do you celebrate? Do you think celebration is even worth your time? And how can you get more celebration in your life? Please let me know at my website. That's betsyahayes.com, BetsyAHayes.com. And to help keep this podcast going, please subscribe, maybe even share with a friend. And you know how I love those rates and reviews. I very much appreciate and value your support. Tune in next week, for the next episode of Handled-ish, Productivity for the Imperfect. Until then, please take care. Please be kind to yourself. You are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.